Hey folks, welcome to Software Testing Hacks. Today, in this video, we will talk about interface in Java. You may know that interface is one of the important concepts in Java. Before we begin, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. As a routine, we will first start by creating a new class. Let's name this as interface. Select this and finish. So we have created a class called interface. But first, what I'll do is you must know about abstract class, right? Uh, if you have not seen the abstraction video, please do see that. Because what happens is, suppose, say, if I declare a class, so there is a class which is A, and then if I declare this particular class as abstract class, right? So this can have both abstract and non-abstract methods as well, right? But in case of interface, it should have only unimplemented methods or abstract methods. Here I can have, let's say, let's write as public void print. Okay. So it started showing error. Let's close this. But it says that change this to abstract. So it will add abstract here. So we have declared it as an abstract. This is right. But what happens is, as this can have both implemented and unimplemented methods, sometimes it is easier to have unimplemented methods together, which will actually ease our work, right? So it is better to use interface in this case. So simply I'll create an interface. Let's say interface. Let's say it as interface. So what happens is, even if do not declare as public and abstract, by default, the methods will be public and abstract. I don't have to explicitly write it. This also works fine. What happens then if I want to implement this method? How can I do it? So simply you can go and implement this and do. Okay, implements do. So it started showing an error. What it says is it has an unimplemented method. Add unimplemented method. It is giving us an option to add it. As soon as we clicked on it, we got this, right? So let's have this here. Okay. So we will implement it. System.out.println. Okay, we will print saying that this is a print. Okay. So, if I can create an object, is it possible to create an object of interface? Is it possible? Let's check that. If obj is equal to new row. As soon as I created the object, it started showing that cannot instantiate the type A. So it means that we cannot create object of interface, but it is possible for us to create the reference of it. So simply what I can do is I can say new interface. So which is a class. This works perfectly fine. And now using obj.print, I can call this method. So it got printed. So this is one thing about interface. But can I also have a variable in an interface. Let's check that. I'll say int num, okay, but it is showing error. It says that the blank final field num may not have been initialized. So it says that initialize final field num at declaration. So what it means is we can declare the variables inside interface, but only it can be final and also it is static. What happens is if I declare this value, the error is gone. And as I mentioned, it is static. Let's see how it is static. Because we cannot create the object of this interface, right? But we can access that. Let's print it directly by a dot num. So this works fine. By default, a variable is final plus it is static. But if I try to change the value because it is final, as per the final keyword, whenever we try to change the value of the variable, it should not allow. Let's check that. So I'll try to is equal to 10. Okay. Yes, it started already throwing an error. The final field a dot num cannot be assigned. So we are not able to change the value of a variable. So this is one another thing we saw. Okay. So another thing what I can talk about is, let's say we have another interface which is B. Okay. And we have certain other methods as well here. Let's say sum. Okay. There is another method. But can I just implement interface B also here? Is it possible? Let's check. Yes, we are able to implement it, but it is saying that we have to implement the method which is present in interface B as well. So simply I can click on that. So it will it generated as an method here. Otherwise, you can go and type it also. Okay, let's print sum of number numbers is something like this. Okay, but how can I access this sum A? This sum method. Is it possible to access? Let's check that. If I can just say that obj dot, can we see sum anywhere? No, it is not there. So how can I do that then? So at that time, I can create the object reference of B. Let's say it as object 2 is equal to new. What is the name of interface? Okay. This way, we can access the object of obj2. We can directly call it, right? Okay. Obj dot sum. This is obj2. Obj2 dot sum. This is about the interface. And there are some of the difference between abstract class and interface. When we have abstract class, then we can directly use extends keyword. But in case of um, in this case, we have to use implements. Okay, so that is one difference. When we have class to class, when we are uh, extending the properties or when we are acquiring the methods that are present in the superclass, then we can use extends. But in this case, we have to use implements. But when there is an interface which has to extend another interface, at that time it uses extend keyword. Okay. And as I mentioned, abstract class can have both implemented and unimplemented classes, but whereas in interface, it must have only unimplemented methods. So this is all for this video. Hope you learned about interface. If you have liked this video, please do like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.